in tradition and keeping the intro videos to the chapter short, I'll continue to do that as kind of like markers. So, this would be the fourth book of Moses. Numbers, author. Moses is the author of this fourth book of the Pentateuch, Deuteronomy 31:9. He kept a list of the stopping places on the journey from Egypt through the wilderness. Deuteronomy 33:2. The date after the Exodus from Egypt, major theme. God dwells among his people, instructing, sustaining, and guiding them. He never abandons them. In spite of their disobedience, he is setting his chosen people apart from the ungodly nations that surround them. Background. The journey from Egypt to the Promised Land was 40 years long. During that time, the older people passed away, replaced by a new generation. Under the able leadership of Moses, they continually grumbled against him. Even his own brother, Aaron, and his sister, Miriam, turned against him. Moses was preparing the Israelites for what they would encounter when they crossed over the Jordan to claim the land God promised them. Well, this is strange because there's an outline to this one, as there wasn't with the previous ones. It's kind of nice. So 1, preparation for the journey from Sinai to Canaan, 1:1 through 10:10. A, the first census, 1:1 through 54. 1 and then 1 through 54. Sorry. B, position of the tribes in the camp and on the march, 2:1 through 34. C, the census and duties of the Levites, 3:1 through 449. D, regulations of the Nazarites and the priestly blessing, 5:1 through 626E. The offerings of the leaders and consecration of priests, 7:1 through 826. F, the supplementary Passover, 9:1 through 14. G, the fiery cloud and the silver trumpets, 9:15 through 10:10. And then part 2, the journey from Sinai to the plains of Moab, 10:11 through 22:1. A, departure, 10:11 through 36. B, rebellion, 11:1 through 35. C, Miriam and Aaron rebel against Moses, 12:1 through 16. D, 12 scouts, 13:1 through 33. E, the rebellion of priests, Levites, and the people, 14:1 through 17:28. F, duties and dues of the priests and Levites, 18:1 through 19:22. G, final events at Kadesh, 21 through 22:1. 3, on the plains of Moab, 22:2 through 36:13. A, Balak and Balaam, 22:2 through 24:25. B, the apostasy at Peor, 25:1 through 18. C, the second census, 26:1 through 27:11. D, Joshua succeeds Moses, 27:12 through 30:17. E, the holy war against Midian, 31:1 through 54. F, settlement of the 2.5 tribes in Transjordan, 32:1 through 42. G, 40 stages on the journey, 33:1 through 56. H, tribal boundaries, cities for the Levites, 34:1 through 36:13. Now, I know people say the chosen people, since this is the Old Testament, but a lot of people get the chosen people wrong. Chosen people was actually, Jews and Gentiles, and the Jews were obviously trying to, on their 40-year journey back to Israel from Egypt, escaping persecution. However, the chosen people in the New Testament are Christians. In particular, the Orthodox Church preaches that spiritual Israel is the Orthodox Church, the true Church of Christ, the true body of Christ. So when people like to say Jews are God's chosen people. I mean, as far as the Old Testament goes, it's kind of correct, but Jews and Gentiles alike in Israel, in the promised land, become more so than that, because we see spiritual Israelism as the body of Christ. It's a literal communion as well as a spiritual communion. So with us, when it comes to God's chosen people, when you accept the baptism of God, accept the baptism of Christ, then you are in true spiritual Israelism with God. So just to clear that up.